Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
You can support the David Pakman Show for free by using our Amazon.com banner at davidpakman.com. Every time you shop at Amazon, click the banner, bookmark it, use it whenever you shop. And also, I want to say hi to a new David Pakman Show member. The David Pakman Show membership program is made possible in part by liberalbias.com. Do you sometimes gaze into your cereal bowl in the morning and think you see liberal bias? You're not alone. It's happening to Lewis all the time. Find out more at liberalbias.com. Cam McNeely is a new member. Every time I read that, I think of Cam Neely, the famous hockey player.
Never heard of Cam Neely.
Oh, okay.
But, okay.
Okay, but Cam McNeely, certainly no relation because it's a different last name. And I actually don't know whether Cam is a he or a she. It could be either, can it not?
I don't know. I guess so.
You're not really too engaged with this person's name in any way, really, first or last name.
It's a name. There's lots of names out there.
Well, thanks to Cam McNeely for being a new David Pakman Show member. You can sign up at davidpakman.com/membership. A man named Chris Birch had a stroke and is now gay. Was never gay earlier in his life. And this is really, it's an incredible story for so many reasons, Lewis. During a stroke, the areas of the brain can be starved of oxygen. Brain cells can die and cause damage. However, the brain can also make new neural connections and actually find different pathways to achieve the same thing. And some scientists believe it's possible patients can acquire a new skill when they are the victim of a stroke, or take on an accent in some cases, as we've discussed, which I think only applies to, what is it, Natan, 30 people in the world or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Or potentially a new sexuality. And this is fascinating for a number of reasons. Number one, it's very hard to separate conjecture from fact here, okay? There is no way for us to know beyond any kind of reasonable doubt that
this man is telling the truth. That
Chris Birch never believed himself to be gay before the stroke, right? It is possible, however, that if this is just true at face value, it does confirm that you are not choosing to be gay, right? Because there is something specific. We may not be able to determine exactly what it is yet in the brain, but there are people who are gay and there are people who are not gay, and it eliminates this absurd notion that it's simply something people choose.
Right.
There's a danger, though, to this, I think, Natan, and you were kind of mentioning this, which is that because it happened after a stroke, it could open up the door to people saying, hey, listen, if this happens when you have a stroke, clearly being gay is some kind of disease or negative thing. I mean, we have to assume the anti-gay nuts are going to go there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it follows logically that because he became gay after a stroke that you would automatically assume it's a disease.
No.
Just based on the fact that people, after they have strokes, might, say, become great painters or poets when previously they just had beer and watched basketball on TV or something, you know? So, but I do think that you could make the case, I'm not making the case, but someone who thinks being gay is a lifestyle choice, who now says, oh, you know what? The fact that it's biological or genetic doesn't mean that it's just a difference. It's a pathological difference that needs to be treated.
No
question. Definitely say that.
And this is not, he is saying this is putting a huge strain on his family and some of his closest friend relationships. He has had a lot of negative reactions after telling his story to the media. And he says he has no regrets over this. He says that he met his boyfriend, and who is now his fiance, Jack Powell. And Mr. Powell has his own theory that Chris has always been gay, and this helped him realize it. Purely speculating, I think that that's a very reasonable idea. I think it's very possible that this brought out in him the awareness that he was gay. He admits that he was never as happy as he is now, and a lot of other things. Will we ever know exactly what happened here?
I really doubt it. At least not at this point in time. I think our methods of studying the brain are pretty primitive in the grand scheme of things.
Absolutely.
So I don't think we'll have any way to tell.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say I would question what this guy's boyfriend/fiance says, because I think someone in his position would like to believe that this guy was made for him, and he was always like this, and it's not just some freak accident that resulted in him liking men. You know.
I think you're probably right, but a fascinating story nonetheless.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Maybe one more bit of evidence to prove to people who still think this is just a choice. By the way, Lewis, how old were you when you chose to be straight again? I forget how old you were.
I don't remember. I don't remember consciously making that decision.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Fascinating. But people who are gay choose that, right?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
But Pat Robertson might.